Hello again, Speedgaming. I'm the one actually scheduled this time. So, my name is Giga Otomia. I'm here with Attacks, and we are going to go on to Game 3 of the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Speedgaming Tournament between SirLinkalot and T. It looks like T's using the Link to the Past link sprite this time, as we're watching the demo play out here. The flags are the standard flags for this tournament. We have standard logic, save the crystals, which means we need to defeat all 4 fiends in order to get the sky coin to get to the end of the game. That's not the only go mode item, though, because we do not have the Doom Castle shortcut turned on. So we are going to also collect the Dragon Claw, the Mega Grenades, the Mobius Crest, the Captain's Cap, some way to get to the Windia continent, or the Wind continent. So either the Sun coin or the multi-key and the River coin. The River coin is going to be necessary anyways because we need some way to get to Fireburg, and the River coin is most often the first one we get in this randomizer, I find. We also have NPCs and battlefields are prioritized, original chests included. What prioritization means is they will be chosen first to take any important items that get shuffled around. Our enemies, our standard enemies will have 50% to 125% stat scaling, and our bosses will have at the very least 100% stat scaling and at most 150. This is rolled for health on a per phase basis. So it could be that for the first quarter of their health bar, they have very beefy health, and for the second, they don't. Like our runners are starting off with the cat claw, and there's a captain's cap on the old man. And both of our runners' streams seem to have been frozen. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Let's hope this gets solved pretty quickly. Jumbo Bomb showing up on both streams. I'm not sure exactly where that was named. Venus Jumbo Bomb, Venus Jumbo Bomb. I will also be tracking. We find Quake. Unfortunately, the most useless spell. I'd like to give a thanks to Trenton as well for taking care of everything on the streaming end. Both runners picking up Tristan, probably going straight into the Bone Dungeon. No, Linkalot's going to one of the battlefields first. Let's explain what's happening with those. Uh, the color of a battlefield in the randomizer determines what its reward will be when you complete all the fights in it. This battlefield is a green battlefield. That means it's going to give you money when you finish all the fights. Gray battlefields, which you can see to the left and right of the Sand Temple there, will give you experience. And blue battlefields will give you an item. This can be a consumable item, like a potion, seed, or refresher, or in our case in the tournament, it's most likely going to be an important item, like what you can see being tracked here. Linkalot choosing to go to the left battlefield here, which only has poison toads and optional mad plants and basilisks. All of them very low experience, or very low level, very low health values. Linkalot, again, taking the double level up glitch from the battlefield. If you didn't see it last time, if you're about to level up and you finish an experience battlefield, the level up gets counted twice, because how experience works is that's the river core. Oh, there's someone else must be tracking with me.
I got you, buddy.
Thank you. How experience works is it goes down, and when your experience hits 0, then you level up. Both times you gain experience from an experience battlefield have that check for your experience being 0 to level up. However, it doesn't reset to the next level until you exit the battle. So you level up twice. The total experience needed to get to any level is still the same, even if you use this glitch. So you're getting a level early, basically. T using one of the shortcuts that are built into the game to skip a fight there. The sand in the Bone Dungeon and the Doom Castle, if you think about it, is coded to work like a conveyor belt. Coincidentally, the conveyor belts in the mines work the exact same way. How it works is, if you're holding a direction, while your movement ends on the sand or the conveyor belt, then you move in that direction, but are forced in the direction the conveyor belt is supposed to be moving before you can move a second time. And if you move in the same direction as the conveyor belt, then you just move faster. It looks like both of our runners are going to be relatively safe here. Neither of them taking advantage of the auto setting because partners will only cast life on you if you're dead. And you cannot guarantee that you will be dead on any specific turn because you don't know what Flamer's Rex is going to do. T going to defeat Rex first. And both of them will have saved the Earth Crystal. That's the first of 4. Once again, we are running Save the Crystals for the entire tournament, meaning that you have to defeat all 4 Fiends and save all 4 crystals before you get the Sky Coin. What else is there to mention? I think that's all the flags. We do have the brown box's content shuffled, so it is possible to get key items in what was once a brown box.
So Giga, it looks like we've definitely got some stream freezing issues here.
Right.
But both our runners are now in the Fireberg area.
Ah. Good to hear.
SirLinkalot getting his wake water from the vendor, getting Ruben, and getting Gaia's armor from the chest in Ruben's house.
Gaia's armor is very important. Not only is it a defense increase, I believe it's up to around 13 or 15 points of defense. It will protect our runners from, I think, petrification. It's either the Gaia's armor or Aegis shield. I don't know that off by heart. Like I probably should. Linkalot buying the wake water here. On stream, at least.
Looks like our stream is catching up with the players.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I've committed to memory on this game is the vendor item costs, so I know how much gold I have to blow on seeds right now.
Picking up the Mobius Crest from Tristan. Mobius Crest is one of our Go mode items. The crests allow you to teleport between linked tiles. You need the crest that has the same image on it as the tile in order to warp on it. And the Mobius Crest is used to reach the ship dock, at which we need to pilot the ship to get to the end of the game. Gaia armor showing up on T's screen now. It is good that they both have it, but it's also expected because it was right beside Ruben. The Tristram check is also expected to obtain because it's so easy, it's in your way. Both runners going to be going to the battlefield second in line from the focus tower in the Fire Continent. They're pretty neck and neck at the moment. I did see in the previous race that neither of them chose to use the item duplication glitch. We have 2 item duplication glitches in Mystic Quest. One of them has been patched out. That's the one where you buy 0 items from a shop when you have 0 of that item. I'm not going to go into how that works or what it would do. The duplication glitch that we do leave in the game is the one where if you are unable to use an item during your turn in battle, then that item's count in your inventory gets increased by 1. T checking the volcano now, finding the heal spell. Not exactly the most useful thing in the world, but it is nice to have. Heal in this game removes all your status effects, or inflicts it if you cast it on the enemy. That works for both heal potions and the spell. Heal potions being the brown ones. We are being kept in suspense a bit here. But it's somewhat necessary because that is the only way to get that particular chest, which has the Tree Wither in it. Tree Wither unlocks access to Kaylee 1. This will be useful if they want to use Kaylee 2 or get her item out of the Windia Inn. T choosing to go up the volcano again this race. There are some good checks here. Well, generally good checks. You can't guarantee anything in a randomizer. Ending up on Medusa's side. Choosing to fade Medusa, thinking Medusa's probably going to have a brown box under her. As part of the randomizer, there's at least one chest in each minor dungeon that is forced to be under the boss of that dungeon. Every continent has 2 minor dungeons and 1 major dungeon. The major dungeon houses the Fiend. The minor dungeon in the Earth continent, however, gets skipped. The first one. It's the Hill of Destiny. It would have happened as the intro cutscene, but we skipped that intro cutscene. You see it in vanilla. Linkalot choosing to fight a battlefield at the moment. T taking a double level up as well, and going to the same battlefield. Our run is still very close together. Both of them are using custom sprites, which is another part of the battle. The randomizer. We have roughly 73 custom sprites available for players to use, and the ability to upload your own sprites if what we have is not to your liking. For example, SirLinkalot is using a purple colored red mage rather than the regular red mage, which we do have uploaded to the site for anyone to use. I believe it was Control-XZ who made this Link sprite. Control-XZ being one of our prominent spriters, having created most of the sprites on the site. Oh, we've got a steel sword as a result of that battlefield. Any sword is going to be a go mode item. It doesn't have to be the Excalibur, it doesn't have to be the Knight Sword. The steel sword, which only has 10 attack, can be our go mode item, because they all function exactly the same on the overworld. They're needed for the Ice Pyramid to press the switches in the statue's mouths. Because our runners started with a claw, they have access to the elevators here. T finding the magic mirror, which reveals the monsters in the Ice Pyramid. If you saw the previous race, you would have seen that monsters in the Ice Pyramid were invisible because our runners did not have the magic mirror. Nothing of value in the third mine cave. It does seem like P is going to go straight to the Djinn, which is a good option. Defeating the Djinn gives you Ruben's item if you bring Ruben to the room after the Djinn to look at his dad, trapped by a boulder. And after you get a partner's item, you can upgrade them to their second form, where they will have a higher level, they will have more magic in most cases, and higher stats. It's very possible that a go mode item will be in Ruben's shoes here. Because of NPCs being prioritized. He playing it safe. Which is good. He does have the moon helmet, so he is resistant to fire attacks. And despite the Djinn having what seems to be a bit beefy of a health value, he's going to have an easy time with it due to his armor. It did look like he was immune to sleep. That must have been the result of, I imagine, the Venus shield. me see if I can pull up my little guide for making sure everything's correct. The shield only resists paralysis. It is Gaia's armor that resists sleep. Alright. Gaia's armor also resisting poison, I believe. Oh, only a bomb. That's unfortunate. How weapons and armors work in regards to receiving lower tier weapons than what you already own, you just won't get anything. It's a dead check. But if you get a higher tier weapon or armor for that slot, it will completely replace the lower tier one. The rationale behind this is both in the vanilla game and the randomizer, a higher tier item in that particular slot, whether it be weapon or armor, is just better in every way. Swapping to Tristram 2 for just a moment to grab Reuben 2, which we can do because we got Reuben's item from the mine. Reuben 2 not only is level 31 and stronger, but he also has the white spell, the only offensive magic spell in the game which does not have an element tied to it. This does mean it can't do super effective damage, but it also means it can't be resisted. So it's one of the fastest spells in the game to cast. Linkalot about to do just the same here. And buy some seeds. 24 seeds, he should be set for the rest of the game. And there's Reuben 2 for SirLinkalot. He now in the Lava Dome, where the Fire Fiend is located. The Lava Dome's main gimmick is the door at the end of the dungeon. There's a switch partway through on the other path. There are two main paths through the dungeon and a few side rooms. Finding Cure. Cure will be one of the more important spells. It works based on your magic stat as a divisor for your max health. Oh, also the Dragon Claw. That's a go mode item. Not only does the Dragon Claw inflict every status effect in the game aside from instant death, it's also a grappling hook. You can use it to grapple yourself to any stick poking out of the ground across pits. These are pillars, not sticks. You can't grapple to something that's 2 tiles high poking out of the ground. Our runners don't have the Mega Grenades, so they cannot blow up those boulders you see over there. Back to the Cure spell. How it works is, I believe it's your magic stat plus 50 dividing your max health. And if you target both players, or both characters in your party, that is, then it divides that by a further 2. So if you had 0 magic and you cast Cure on both your party members, it would basically be a Cure Potion on both of them at the same time. Linkalot choosing to fade Medusa as well, not even bothering with the top half of the mountain. Did he or did he not? I don't think he did check what the chests were up there. He may be feeling a little bit of the pressure, thinking T might be a little bit ahead of him. He leveling up once again, and he's on his way towards that door. The same one Linkalot just opened by stepping on that switch on the floor. Needing to use the heal spell to get rid of that status effect because he doesn't have any heal potions. He might want to think about grabbing some ground chests that are in his way. Checking the chests he didn't step into the room for. No reds, so he's just going on. It is still early in the race, but it's looking at the moment like it's T's game to lose. Finding the elixir on Linkalot's side, and the Dragon Claw. The elixir is used to cure Kaylee of her poisoning. Both in Vanilla and the Randomizer, she does get poisoned after you fight, well, before you fight the Minotaur, really. Not poisoned in terms of status effects, poisoned in terms of plot. And it's a strong enough poison that she cannot go back to your party until she gets the elixir, which it does seem powers her up to level 31 as well. T going to be starting the dual-head Hydra fight. This will be the second of 4 Fiends. And T's stream... We'll see what happens there in a little bit. Linkalot, meanwhile, will be traversing these mazes. Tiny mazes. They're not really that difficult, but they are mazes nonetheless. Using bombs, which do fixed damage. I believe it's 200... What's the formula for bombs? Let's find that out real quick. I've got it listed here. Bombs do... a certain value multiplied by 8, then by 2.25. So after being multiplied by 8, that value ends up being 200 for jumbo bombs. And 200 times 2.25 is 450. So it's a base 450 damage, multiplied by 2 if they're weak to bombs, and divided by the amount of enemies the bombs target. It's good for clearing out enemies who have been beaten down a little bit, but not exactly for the first hit on something. And bombs will never miss. They're classified as spells, I believe, technically. And spells do not have accuracy checks. Linkalot taking a little bit of a misstep. It's going to cost him a little bit more time. Choosing to take a look at his experience value and take these fights for a little bit of last-minute grinding before the dual-head Hydra. Hydra on T's side being in his last of 4 phases. I didn't really get to see exactly how beefy the Hydra was on his side. Maybe we'll... The last phase doesn't look to have been that beefy. Health was kind of low. That's all I mean by beefy here.